we're not going to do today? Open Ascended Heroes. As much as I would love to, it's just hard to get product right now because for some reason Pokemon Company decided we're going to release only the sticker blister packs, and I think maybe like the long packs as well, or like the singular ones inside like the cardboard. That's it. That's all we got. And I don't know why they chose to do that on a set this hype. And let's be real, we know why they did it. They did it because they know that they can fuel hype and fire and desire for this, so when they drop the ETBs in a couple of weeks, it's going to be a commodity. It's going to be so hard to get. Meanwhile, we're going to open Fantasmal because I still absolutely love this set. And this is really, really funny right now. It's funny seeing this happen in Pokemon in real time because I've seen this happen now with, this is really hard to open. I've seen this happen with Journey Together and kind of every set recently. It's like people see a set come out, they get super hyped up, people hype up some kind of chasing arrow, some kind of fire pull, and then the set dies because they realize, oh, I can't make money off of this. Good. Unfortunately, this has one of the coolest cards ever released, so there's a bit more fire behind it, but there is a drop in desire for this set right now. Like, a lot less people want it because the set really just has the Charizard, both from the gold one and then of course the SIR one. And after you pull that, that's it, nothing else. Nothing else going for you. But fortunately for me, I like the Charizard a lot, so if I can get a really, really, really clean copy as a W, and of course we're still trying to get the gold one as well. So for me, I have something to chase for. But I love that the set is falling apart, and we're gonna see this like we always see it. People are gonna say this set sucks, the set's gonna just die, and next thing you know, it's going to get the Destined Rival effect in a couple of months, and suddenly it's unobtainable now, and the price just shoots up. It always happens. Suddenly it's like, damn, I should have gotten more. Well, coulda, shoulda, woulda, I guess. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna open as many as I can while we can, because I know once this set becomes impossible to get, that's it. We're moving on to the next set that comes out. Speaking of which, the next couple of sets, or I guess a set after Ascended Heroes, it's kind of a snore fest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I already said this the other day. It's just that there's nothing I want inside it, which I guess is good for me because I can take a break. You know, with me on this channel, if you guys have been paying attention, if you've been, you know, around for a while, I will only open stuff that I want to pull for. And for me, it's great because when the set comes out, it's just absolutely buns, like the next one or Journey Together. I don't care about Clefairy, you know, that's why I didn't care about Journey Together. It's an easy one for me. And honestly, even Mega Evolution, even though I like Venusaur and I like Lucario, for how expensive and hard to obtain that set was, I didn't care enough. If I could just go to Target and get packs, sure, I would have opened hella probably Mega Evolution, try to pull the Lucario and the Venusaur, but again, I'm not gonna fight for it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, look at it. Yo, deadass, I was not going to record this video. I told myself, you know what? This is a good one to just open to myself. It's still a bit off center. You know what I noticed? I hate to be like one of those collectors. Oh my God, it's off center. But again, I'm searching for the right one. But I told myself I'm not gonna record this one. I just got done playing Marvel Rivals with Squad, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just open these to myself. But I was like, yeah, let's make a video. This is so cool. I don't care what anyone says. This is the coolest Charizard that's ever been released. You got the entire family down here. You got, of course, the Mega Charizard X. Look at this art. It's so beautiful. And I know this card is going to be pop 1 bajillion at some point. And when it comes down to values, it's never going to, you know, compare to like the first edition Charizard, or, you know, like the Charizards of the past that we've gotten. There's a lot. My mind is blanking so hard because this just happened. I can't even think off the top of the head. But it doesn't matter how high the pop gets. This is always going to be super cool. What I noticed is a lot of these like cool hits that I'm chasing, not just me, but people are chasing, they tend to be just weirdly off center. Because I've noticed it with a lot. I started noticing it with the Gengar. I started noticing it with, you know, this Charizard. I noticed it with whatchamacallit, Mewtwo as well from Destined Rivals. And I'm starting to wonder, I'm like, is this artificial? Are they artificially doing? Surely they wouldn't do that, right? But I'm noticing way more off center than ever before, and it's like, what are the odds? Yo, that was a great box. I feel like I don't even want to open the other two ETPs I have, because like, I mean, the chances of anything else popping up in this video is pretty much non-existent. Let's be honest. That is still a beautiful looking Charizard. I feel like it could probably pass for a 10 with PSA. PSA is a bit more less as strict, although they got more strict recently with centering. I'm not the biggest fan of centering as a point for why a card goes down, because what really should matter, honestly, is if there's damage on the card. So if you get a card and it's got, you know, scuffed corners or something like that, you shouldn't be punished because it was slightly off center. I mean, sometimes you can notice if the centering is like vastly noticeable. It's like, I get it, but like, this is one of the reasons why I'm about to, you know, once again promote ARS, one of my favorite companies from Japan. They don't look at centering, because they're like, same philosophy. It's like, centering is not damage. If it was printed that way, it was printed that way. And they don't look at centering as a thing. I mean, you can still get like a 10 plus, which, you know, is like the ultimate 10. They also give you still 10s if the card is great, but the centering is whatever. Like, for example, this Lugia, pop 1, by the way. It's not like many people grade with ARS anyways, but this is still cool to me, because like, they won't look at centering as like a main thing to take a hit on a card. Again, it doesn't make any sense if you think about it. What makes sense is if you open a pack and it's got like, you know, white corners, so it's got print lines, sure, you know, you ding that because that's an actual defect. But centering, it's like, it doesn't take away from the card unless it's crazy. I mean, I've seen sometimes where centering is like 20/80. It's like, yo, what happened? And then sometimes, you know, that's a good thing, because people will be like, oh, that's a miscut, that's a miscentering. Oh, it's OC. I want that because it's more unique for some reason. Oh, and Ambipom. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of centering being such a drastic focus. And my biggest issue with PSA is they didn't always used to care. You know what it is? This is my theory. PSA started getting a bunch of trading cards submitted over the course of the last couple of years, and they realized we're giving out a lot of 10s. Like, even like this Lugia in like PSA 10s, like what, popped like 20,000 or something like that. The Umbreon, the Moonbreon, popped like 25,000, whatever the number is. It's really, really high. And they realized, yo, we gotta be more strict because we're giving out way too many 10s. And then they decided, I guess we can just ramp up on centering. That could be our main focus. But, is that? Oh, I must have missed it. I don't know. I just think that the centering thing is dumb. So let me know your thoughts down below on that one. But yeah, that's why I like ARS. ARS will grade your card based off of actual defects. Is there damage? Is there messed up corners? Is there print lines? No, great. Here's a 10. You get a really good 10, you get a 10 plus. I feel like that's fair. That's fair. But my other issue with PSA changing their stance on how centering is done, the issue is the fact that, ooh, look at that. Mega Charizard X to go with it. It's the fact that they didn't always used to do that. And what ends up happening is you literally just devalue your older cards. A lot of people will grade with PSA because it's like, it's a good way to like sustain the lifespan of a card. But honestly, the issue now is if you are literally, if you got older certs, suddenly they're not as valuable to some people's eyes. And it's funny because you can have like a 2 million cert card that looks better than like a 12 million cert or 11 million cert, and people are like, well, it's still older cert, I don't want it. Because no one actually looks at the card. Let's be real. A lot of people do not actually look at the card when they're buying it or trading for it. They never do. I've seen so many situations where people will buy a card just because of what grade it says at the top. Ooh, and a switch. This is a kind of a cracked box, actually. Holy shit, that was good. All right, look at my boy. Woo! Man, I knew I should hit record. I literally was like, I was telling myself, yeah, let me just vibe. Which is funny. We're gonna vibe after, you know, playing whatchamacallit, Marvel Rivals. Those who kept up with the drama, with the goofy drama that happened a couple weeks ago. But yeah, what's nice about Fantasmal Flames is, and also I guess the nice thing about, you know, opening stuff way later after release is these are pretty cheap. I mean, it's still above MSRP, but I bought these boxes for like 90 each, which is kind of crazy to think that like buying ATVs for 90 bucks is so rare these days. It's like, what happened? Like, who did you rob for that? But again, that's what happens when people suddenly get bored of it, or like the next shiny toy comes out. I kind of like how they did the Phantasmal release, because they were like, yeah, we can just put one chase in there to Charizard. Everyone's gonna want it, and then, you know, save the Gengar and everything else for the next set. All right, well, now I wonder how my luck is gonna go with Ascendant when I actually get my hands on it, because I have not pulled that Charizard 3 times. But I'm still looking for a rival. My goal, my big goal, because I love how like dark that card looks, you know, with black Charizard in the background. my goal is to find a black label version or black label level condition of that card, because it will look so good. That card will look so good with the black label. But at the same time, I also don't know how different Beckett is going to be with the PSA purchase. You know, people have asked me how do I feel about it. I honestly don't care, because like, as long as nothing changes, if PSA goes in and makes stuff worse, obviously it'd be better. But at the same time, the way I see it is Beckett has been such a mess that maybe they need a higher up to step in and be like, hey man, get your shit together. Because I can tell you, I have crossed a lot of cards that took a bunch of reviews before they finally did it. And what I mean by that is like, if you grade a card with Beckett, you know, you'll get if you get like a black label or a gold label 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 5. What happens is usually that 9, 5 is bullshit. If it's on edges, surface, or corners, you can always usually see what it is. Sometimes on surface, it's like, I don't really see it. And then you got to get that review so you can like actually prove where the damage is. And a lot of times when they came back it up, then they, you know, up the grade. But centering is such a bullshit tactic sometimes on there, where they're like, yeah, not black label already, or this is not a 10 because the centering is a 9. It's like, based off of what? Because the amount of times I've had cards that didn't cross and I put it in my own Photoshop and lined it up, I'm like, this is like perfect centering. What are you talking about? It's too many times. Anyways, enough talk. Point is, if PSA goes in and like makes it a bit more smooth with that, I'll probably grade with Beckett again. I graded a lot with Beckett for a while. I stopped once I realized that they were just basically gambling with your money, because they know you can just like, they can make money off of grades, and they know you can also, they can make money by having you resend a card in 4 times before they finally decide to give you a black label or like, you know, a gold 10. It's dumb, because you can just tell. And I know someone's gonna be like, well, this is why you go to tag. This is why you go. No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. You wanna know why I'm good? Because granted, every single one of these grading companies has had an issue at some point with like where they misgraded something. But way too often I've seen the bad politics side with like CGC and tag, where it's like, I remember there was a video that was posted where a guy literally had a crease, and I think PSA gave it a 6. Now, in case you guys don't know, if you're new to grading, if a card has any form of crease, usually the best grade you can get is like a 6. And it's funny because I recently, I mean like in the last couple months, I did I went to my locals and I helped them grade some cards, and they had 3 Moonbreons. 2 of them hit a 10 and 1 hit a 6. And we're both like, what happened? And it's not until we like actually looked on the very, you can barely see with the naked eye. You can only see if you like really look. In the back, I'm gonna do it on this energy card. It's gonna be hard to see, but it had like a crease that like shined once you had enough light on it. Now, a lot of people would have gotten that 6 back and been like, this is bullshit, what happened? Because they don't really like actually get to see. But if you really observe and you notice that crease, you're like, whoa. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because there was a situation where I saw I think it was a TikTok, or it might have been Instagram reel, where a guy sent in a PSA 6 card, because he literally points out that there was a crease in it. He sent it to Tag, and Tag gave it a 9. Again, if a card has a hard crease, the best grade you can get across all these grading company is usually like a 6, maybe a 7. When you get a 9, it's because there's like a small flaw, like maybe like a dot or somewhere or something like that. But to go from a 6 to a 9 with AI grading, by the way, what it's been told is perfect. Again, and this isn't the first time. I've seen a lot of instances where Tag cards look like that. That's my biggest issue with Tag. I don't know if they only have AI look at a card, or if it's a mix of both. I will say I do like the Tag actually tells you what's wrong with the card, and I don't like the PSA charges for that. You can actually grade a card with notes, which is dumb that you have to pay extra for it. It's dumb. You should never have that. And maybe one day PSA will like change that, and BGS as well. BGS does the same thing, where if you send a card in and BGS is like, oh yeah, this looks pretty good, 9. But then you send in a review, and then they tell you, oh, this is why I got a 9, because it got that scar right there, or that print line right there, or that centering right there. But I will say this, usually their centering is bullshit. Because, and this is how I know it's bullshit, okay? I've had instances where I sent the same card back to back to back, like 3 times. And every single time, on a lot of these cards, when they would tell you, oh, it's off center, the arrows will point differently. I have literally notes from so many cards I've gotten in the past where the notes or the arrows are not the same as they were previously before. So it's like, so do you guys just all change your mind every single time? Is it a different grader? Like, okay. That's my issue with how Beckett handles it. Now, again, every grading company is not perfect. I will say that. But at least, like, PSA has been by far the most consistent considering how many cards that they grade. Yeah, they'll have mistakes here and there. I mean, they grade, like, what, 200,000 cards a day or something like that? Something crazy. Or a month, maybe. Maybe, like, 1 million a month. I don't really know. They grade a lot. So it's really easy for one card to come up to have, like, a terrible situation where, like, it was misgraded or something like that. Because they get way more cards. I mean, I have some 10s that are like 8s. It's like, yo, what happened? Was the card maybe damaged during encapsulation? Like, what's going on, you know? Something tells me I should have kept these closed. I should have just walked away with that Charizard and called it a day. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on your grading company. The only thing I will say, if you're a hardcore dick rider for any of these companies, I don't give a shit. I don't give it. I'll tell you why I don't give a shit. Because, like, what I noticed in the grading space, I've been grading since like 2017. I've seen it all. And what I noticed is recently, this didn't exist like 10 years ago. This didn't exist like when PSA was king or when CGC first came out. Everybody kind of had their thing that they enjoyed. What I noticed is people that dick ride for one specific company are annoying. Like the people who are like all pro tag and only tag and all pro CGC and only CGC. It's like, brother, go outside. Holy shit, you guys are annoying. It's something you gotta understand. It's like, if you want to represent your favorite grading company, by all means do it. Just don't be annoying. Because as soon as you're annoying, you're gonna put people off the company. I'll tell you that right now. Like, yeah, you might have your reason why you might like one company over another. That's perfectly fine. But if you're annoying in the comments and online, you're just going to do bad PR for that company. As weird as it sounds, like, you obviously they can't control people, but holy shit, man. I just know specifically with tag and CGC, you get this the most. It's like people are super defensive. It's like, why are you like dick riding so hard for this company? They don't even know you exist. You know? Unless you're getting paid by it, in which case you gotta put #ad next to that. All right. Anyways, that's the Rhymestyle rant for the week. It's been a while since we ranted. Mega Heracross EX. I feel like we're not gonna pull anything else out of this last ETB, but you know, it'd be cool. This gold card I'm about to pull, pulling the gold card and the SIR in the same box or in the same video. Be pretty cool. I can't wait to hunt for the Gengar though. The Gengar's gonna be so fun. And again, it's gonna be another card that's gonna be pop 1 bajillion, but the art on that Gengar is so good. So damn good. Like, they just absolutely been cooking. I'll be honest, I don't know what's gonna be next. Because the Dragonite, for example, is super desired and super cool because Dragonite is popular again right now. I feel like every time a major Pokemon gets like a crazy SIR, suddenly everyone wants every other card that came out within that Pokemon's release in the last 25, 30 actually years. I don't really care about that Dragonite as much. If I pull it, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna keep it, obviously. But I think it's hard because after this Charizard and the Mewtwo from Destined Rivals, I'm like, what's next for me? Like, Lugia, I guess. And I don't think we're gonna get a Lugia anytime soon because, of course, we had the Silver Tempest one, which to me is still like immaculate art. So it's like, I honestly, after this, I don't know what I'm gonna want to chase. But at the same time, you know, you'll never know. To be fair, also Ascendant Heroes has a bunch of my favorites. You know, we have also Feraligatr as well, which I'm super excited to hunt and pull. And I'm so happy that Feraligatr is not as popular because, like, if I had to like fight to get a Feraligatr that's being sold for like $1,000, I'm gonna jump in traffic. So I'm excited that that Feraligatr will be a bit more easier to obtain. Hopefully we actually pull it in a future video. But for now, let's finish it up with some bulk. I just realized that second ETB was so bad. I mean, I can't complain because, you know, we got the hit obviously, but like, oh my god, what do we get? Just the ignition energy? Is that all we got out of that Togedemaru? Is that it? Wow. All right, well, let's see what we get in the last remaining couple packs. But let me know your thoughts about anything we discuss. You know, I'm curious. Oop, I just hit a mouse button to make sure I didn't accidentally turn my recording off. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on anything we discussed and just, I guess, the future of Pokemon. And meanwhile, I'm gonna probably open a lot of Ascendant Heroes because good news is it's gonna be hard to pull in there. So at least I'll have a lot of stuff to chase while we wait for the next big set for me to keep me excited. I might be opening Ascended Heroes for the next year. There's so much that I'm just after in that set. Ooh, and we got nothing. I said this last time, but the gold card will be in the last slot, right? That's not in the middle, I want to say. Let's see what we got. Another Apom, Pomo. I like this Gloom. There's certain Pokemon, it's usually all the Gen 1s that always hit so different for me, because it's like, it reminds me of like, you know, like Seal, of just watching Ash and the gang back in the day after school. It's, you just have to be there, man. It really sucks to see that there's no Pokemon anime right now. I mean, there is, but it's not like, you know, the OG gang. There's no Pokemon anime to support the game right now, the TCG. And again, I know they have the new one, but it's just not having the OG group, not having Ash anymore, to me is just so weird. Because like, even when Ash was still on TV, you know, we were seeing him all the time on social media. I have not seen anything, any clips, nothing. This might just be me, so let me know how this is for you. But I've seen nothing in regards to the new Pokemon series at all. I didn't even know that they had an English dub on it. The only reason why I found out is because I was going through, I think, Amazon Prime, and I was trying to put a Pokemon movie on, and I realized, oh, it was on Netflix. I was like, oh, they released this. I didn't even know this was out. Like, I know Journeys was available with like Ash and Go, but you know, again, that's still Ash. I didn't even realize that the new stuff was even available. It's crazy. But there was a special time, man. We would come home from school. Ooh, Premonition for Ascended Heroes. I pulled a lot of these. There's a time we would come home from school. You know, you had Dragon Ball Z, you had Ash. It was, I think, like right at 4 o'clock, it was Ash, Pokemon, and then at 5 you had Dragon Ball Z. It was quite the era, bro. Nostalgia always wins, bro. I know people always like tired of nostalgia here and there, but for me, nostalgia is always going to be number one. Like, you can't beat it. Yu-Gi-Oh! On Saturdays at 11 a.m. Like, woo, man. All right, let's end this video. I'm gonna walk away with a gold Charizard to just, you know, sprinkle the fire video on top. What are we thinking? Or a Whooper. And a Moltres, but we did get at least a illustration rare. All right, I'm not mad. That was hype. This is cool. Again, the centering is not awful. I think this one's honestly better than the second one that I pulled. The first one I pulled was awful. The first one was so off center. I think I'm gonna get that from PSA at the end of the month. You know, it takes so long with them. But this one I think is a bit better. This one I feel like could. But again, you gotta get someone who doesn't care about centering as much. But then again, knowing how PSA is as well, they might want the regrades. So they're like, yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9 4 times before I give him a 10. I think what also matters is the other placement. At least top to bottom is also pretty good too. It's really just left to right. Ooh, this is pretty cool. I wonder if I can get like a gold 10 on this. Probably not, I'd say. I can try. God, this card is so damn cool. Oh my God, look how it, bro, look how it shines. Ooh, I'm so happy I decided to record this. I was literally about to sit down and just rip these to myself. Like, that's what happened last time. The second Charizard I pulled, there's no video on it, because I was like, I bought 3 TBs and I was like, yeah, we're not gonna pull anything. Let's just watch it. Let's just open this for fun. It's me and my wife, and I look over and she goes, is this the Charizard? I'm like, yes! Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys as soon as I get my hands on Ascended Heroes. I did pre-order a couple of ETBs, and then hopefully if we get those in ample amount of time, we'll open the videos. But if not, the next time I'll open something on this channel is when I get some product. Maybe we'll get some Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening soon, because we did get Burst Protocol that just came out, and I definitely want to open for a bunch of stuff, actually. That set is cool. Forbidden Crown, Starlight. Ooh, we need that. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next upload.